to embrace all of who you are, including the shadow? Well, if you are, you have clicked the right video, because we are going to dive into the embracing of the shadow side. Let's go. So, I feel it to be very important this time of month. We are in the soul conservator month, the number 2, and this can be, I see this energy as very internal, okay? Very internal. And with that can come the realization of some things about ourselves that we consider to be imperfections, things that we may beat ourselves up on, things that don't feel that great, negative emotion, just so many different things can show up at this time of the year. You know, people talk about seasonal depression. The shit's real. It's real. It's so real. I've experienced it several times throughout my life. It's cold outside. Shit's dying, okay? It's time to go internal. But sometimes we can avoid it, you know? We can avoid going internal because the internal is loud sometimes. It's loud in there. There's I can't think of the song right now, but there's a song and the lyrics are, sometimes the quiet can be so loud. And that's true. Silence can be very loud. You know, yeah, like meditation, sitting in quiet, stillness, it can be very loud at times. And so sometimes we may find ourselves avoiding it. But I want to speak specifically on embracing our shadow, embracing those things that either we've been told aren't good about ourselves, or we've identified that, you know, are not the best, you know, attributes or aspects of ourselves. How can we embrace that, right? I feel like it really turns into power when you can embrace yourself holistically, okay? Whole, WHOLE, holistically, and not pick ourselves apart and have fragmented love for ourselves, you know? That's not going to help us stand in a knowing of who we are on the planet. It's not going to help us stand in a knowing of what we can have. It's not going to help us stand in it's not going to help us stand in our power. I feel like I could just keep going, but I'm going to stop there on that. But embracing the shadow. I recently dropped a video speaking about I think I had 6 ways of the 6 shadow sides of the soul conservator. And then we talked about what is shadow work. And I just felt called and drawn to, and almost like convicted. Spirit was like, talk about it. You got to talk about it, because this is the time. This is the time of year where people are going internal, and embracing that darkness is important. So let's get into it. Introspection and self-reflection. Embrace that. That's one of the ways to embrace your shadow, is to have an appreciation for the ability to be able to go within yourself, to be able to reflect. Like, self-reflection is another superpower of mine, and I absolutely love that about myself. Have that appreciation for your ability to go internal, whether you choose to stay there, whether you choose to do the work or not. Just the ability and the know-withal that I can do this, that's you embracing your shadow. I can choose to go into the depths of myself. Thank you. I'm grateful for that. Embrace that. Embrace yourself in that. Identifying these different aspects of yourself is not always the easiest thing, right? So when you can embrace your ability to do that, that's you embracing your shadow. That's you embracing those shadow sides of yourself, okay? Next is journaling and then rereading what you've written. Journal out your shadows, the things that you're working through, the things that you're realizing about yourself. Journal that out and then reread it. And while you're rereading it, there's a sense of integrating that into yourself, right? It's like reading a story, right? Or if you rewrite your narrative, say you had this horrible experience in life and you want to change that story so that it benefits you, so you can move your life in the direction of how you choose, you rewrite the narrative. So that's very much kind of like what I'm talking about here. Journal out these shadow things, right? Reread it, integrate that into yourself, but that's you embracing that part of yourself. Embracing that this is a part of who I am. Yes, I can be a brat sometimes. Yes, I can be super contrary. Whatever it is for you, you know, embracing that part about yourself. That is powerful, powerful. Next is forgiveness. Forgiving. You know, when the shadow side show up, because they're going to show up. That's the thing. Like, they're going to show up. Nobody's not shadowing out here. I love some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth. But no one's shadowing. Like, everybody's shadowing out here. No one's not shadowing out here. Like, that's what this experience is. It's the contrast. It's the ups and the downs. It's the light and the dark. It's the good and the bad. It's the hot and the cold. It's polarity. And this year specifically, polarity is what's governing this year of 2024. So forgive your shadow self. That is you embracing those aspects of yourself, those undesirable aspects. We have to embrace that. If we fight it, we fight ourselves. We fight ourselves, which now takes me into acceptance. Once you forgive, now you can accept, right? When you accept, you can now receive. You're in a receptive mode. You're in a receptive space. So when you forgive, you start accepting, you can receive. So when you can accept these parts of you, you then are now tapped in to receiving ways on how do I want to say this? You are now able to receive ways on how to integrate, how to shift and get back into the lighter side of things. You're just in a receptive mode to move yourself along in the direction that you want to, because you're not fighting yourself. You're accepting yourself. I am sorry that my camera's moving. Tango, homie, Tango, can you please, sir, not? Thank you. He's like stretching, like, whatever are you talking about? But yeah, you're not fighting yourself. You're not, if you can embrace the whole you stand in power. Tango, hey, stop, go, leave the camera alone. Where was that? So acceptance. Yeah, when you can accept yourself in its entirety, in your entirety, now you can receive all of what you are to receive. There's this idea of, always being on the light side of things in order to receive, good. That's not the case. Like, you can embrace the shadow sides of yourself, integrate those into yourself, accept them for what they are, forgive them when they show up, and receive all the beautiful things that life has to offer you, all the beautiful things that you want to experience. But if you're fighting yourself, you're going to be fighting off and repelling things that want to come in that you actually do want to experience. So, one last thing that I want to touch on is that shadow work is a continuous and it's a commitment, right, that you make to yourself. But it's a continuum of evolution and work and self-development and just all things growth, right? So get some support in that. Get some support in that. There's no reason that you should have to navigate these dark waters by yourself, you know, especially if you're having a hard time embracing the shadow sides of yourself. Okay. Get some support. Get some support. And like I've mentioned before in the previous videos that I've spoke on about shadow work, I'm here and I extend my services. I extend my my love and my support to you. And I am a coach. I'm a soul wisdom coach, and I would love to help you tap into your soul wisdom by embracing your shadow, by embracing your shadow self or selves, you know. I know that as I continue to integrate different shadow aspects of myself, the more wisdom I receive, and that will continue to be. Okay, so if you feel like you need some support, please feel free to reach out to me. You can book a discovery call and we can see if this is some type of if this is a union that feels good to both of us. If you just have a question about something, feel free to drop it down in the comments below or send me an email. That information is down in the description box as well. So yeah, I am a huge supporter of the work, but a part of the work is also embracing the parts of ourselves that we are maybe not always proud of, right? So yeah, I'm here for you. I send you light and I send you love and I send you peace. And do not forget to seek support, okay? Seek support if you need support. We all need support. So yeah, until next time, thank you for vibing out with me and my energy here at Empress Expressions. Bye.